Welcome everyone to the MRC GTE League 7th round of this season. We're here in Bathurst for this terrifying 6.2 kilometre track. No room for error here. And as you can see, we have a full grid, so this should be a great race for action and thrills. Hopefully just as much as we had in Hockenheim a week ago. So, one change that has been made for this week is the Pro and Am categories are gone, and they are all now teammates. Or we have teams with 2 drivers in it, so 8 teams. And we will get on to who is in what team later on. But for now, it's time for the one-shot qualifying, which should be a thriller, as with only one chance around a track like this, you don't have much room for error. So we can see the 2 Porsches of Matt and Apollo, I believe that is. It looks like, I think Matt is going to be the first round to his lap. So this track is a pretty terrifying one, with 23 corners. That uphill downhill section is truly terrifying. This track has a 571 foot difference in altitude at its lowest and highest point. But as Matt comes up to that 23rd and final turn, he'll be getting ready to start his qualifying lap. Mr. Bentley has had a lap invalidated. Maybe that was his out lap, but as we start now with Matt, we'll do an on-board lap with him. As you can see, he's already done turn 1. He's going all the way down this straight, the mountain straight into turn 2, the Griffin's Bend. It's a very tantalising corner. You want to take as much speed next, the wall's right there. Into turn 3, then sharply on the brakes into turn 4, the cutting. You come out of that, turn 5 is near enough, straight away on you. Then into turn 6, you gotta just close your eyes and hope for the best, into Quarry Corner. And then a lot of this is very high speed in between the walls, through Frog Hollow, and into turn 10, McPhillamy Park, into turn 11, Skyline, and it's all just 12, 13, 14, 15 all come together as one. Then you sort of relax for a little, get into turn 17, then down into turn 18, Forest's Elbow. Now the long Conrod straight, the tiny kink of turn 19 to compete with first. Then it's just foot to the floor, the fastest part of the track, and probably the only rest bar out of turn 1 that the drivers will get around this lap. Now setting yourself up for the chase. Flat out now, pick your braking point for turn 21. Surprisingly fast, a slightly blind apex, flat through turn 22. And you can see the pit entry on the left there, a very weird pit exit, braking down at turn 23, Murray's Corner. And he is going to be first to cross the line. What lap time will he do? He's done a 2:02.8. There is Apollo. We'll see who's going to be next. It's Tomas with a 2:02.6, goes on provisional pole. We have Gaz back for this week. He's getting a little bit of a slipstream down the chase, or the Conrod straight into the chase. He's getting a big held up though, that's not going to help his time. Jeff goes third with a 2:03.2. Mr. Bentley, very poor lap with a 2:16.8. He must have had a mistake, but he may as well finish it. Others may get invalidated. Gaz gets into the back of one of the Corvettes. It's Coleman goes fourth with a 2:05.6. Gaz goes second with a 2-minute 2.8. What could he have done? Adam goes fourth with a 2-minute 3.0. Sean goes first with a 2-minute 1.6. So he is up to the benchmark. Here comes Apollo. What's he going to set? He was invalidated. Who's going to be next? It's going to be Alex. Someone's moved up there. Ben with a 2-minute 1.1. Alex was also invalidated. What about Roach? Where will he put himself? He goes third with a 2-minute 2.4. So, Alex won't set a lap. GMG. Or, as he's probably on Peter, he is coming down the Conrad Straight. Apollo set a lap, didn't he? He did. So I think we're only down to Peter to set a lap. Probably didn't have the debut he wanted back in Hockenheim. Of course, our Hockenheim race winner Coleman down there in 9th. Depending what Peter can do, he could put him down to 10th, but that's not the greatest. Turn 21. Comes up now to Murray's corner. Fighting he hasn't invalidated, I think. Well, it says there lap invalidated, but that could have been his out lap. Where will he put himself? He goes 11th. So that is your qualifying done. And as we say, there are teams now. And that is SBR Racing with a 1-2. Ben and Sean taking out 1-2 in their first race. So we'll go through the other teams. In the Porsches we have Daniel and Matthew. And to give you their PSNs, that is Skanky Puppy and Mr. Bentley. And SBR Racing of Ben and Sean. Tomas and Coleman with the Fords. SBR Transatlantic of Jeff and Greg. Gaz and Adam formed a team in the green and black Ford GTs. Adrian and Philo, the only Corvettes, I believe. Stingray Racing. So they have teamed up. And then Peter and Jason in the other Ferraris. Scuderia Atlantic. And then the final team, William and Alex in the Ford GTs, the official Ford GT liveries. So they line up on the grid, ready for an hour of going round Bathurst. So the drivers' points have been added up into a constructors table, so I'll read you the constructors. Tomas and Coleman are first in the Dark Side Fords. SBR Racing of Sean and Ben are second on 230, 14 behind. Gaz and Adam are on 124 points. I feel like Gaz has all of them. Stingray Racing, Adrian and Philo on 102. William and Alex on 84 in the Foil Ford Racing. SBR Transatlantic, Greg and Jeff on 50. Matthew and Peter in the Porsches on 39. And the Scuderia Atlantic Ferrari on 12 points. So, the normal pit window for this lap between minute 44 and minute 22. They will form up just out of turn 22 and they can accelerate sort of a couple of 100 meters before the start line. So with his win, then Hockenheim Coleman has a 14-point lead over Ben in the championship. Gaz with 112, so Adam does have 12 in that team. Tomas with 102, Sean with 102, Adrian on 72, he's been Mr. Consistent. Alex 44, William 48, Steph 37, Matt 36, Greg on 32, Philo on 30, Jeff, Adam, Jason all within a couple of points of each other on 18, 12, 12, Peter on 3 and Daniel on 0. So they're getting ready then for the formation lap, which will be led by Ben. A perfect start for the SBR team with a 1-2 in their first ever race as a team. You can see there in the very colourful Ferraris. There, as we look back, there's Coleman. Oh, as he's already having contact with people. He was our race winner last time. But he's all the way down there at the back end of the grid. Now, I always commend Coleman on his recovery drives, but this is gonna have to be something today. I believe he starts 9th, although he's in 10th just now for some reason, or he might be 10th, but to try and win from 10th at Bathurst, or 9th, whichever it is going to be something. There we also have Gaz returning. He was on a 2-race win streak before he missed Hockenheim. He starts in 5th, so he can't be ruled out. And of course, Tomas in 4th. He's the leading dark side Ford of this race, up in 4th position. Roach is joining him on the 2nd row. Then it is the 2 SBR Ferraris. This is what Sean sees, and that is the only target he has for now. So we go down into the downhill section, into the dipper. They'll do all the way through here in turn 16, 17, and then 18. And for some reason, Coleman is at the back. Does he have damage? I would hope not. But for some reason, he is 16th. So I'm not sure what the rules are on that. Does he now have to start there? But you can see the front runners now coming into the chase. They'll maneuver their way around 21 and 22 and then get ready to line up. Ben will choose the left hand side. Sean will line up beside him and will get ready to go racing out of turn 23. So it's like Coleman is taking place in P16. So it's a shame for him before the race has even started. There we go. Ben can bolt from pretty much anywhere now. He left it late. The two Fords have already hit each other back in the background there. So that's not a great start for them. Coleman's already passed Adrian. Tomas is down to 7th. Gaz is up to 4th. Adam's up to 5th. Let's see further back here. There is Tomas. He is fighting for P7. Looking on the inside. He's not going to get it done. Keeps P8 for now. What about up the front? There is Ben, Sean in hot pursuit. Daniel, P7 there. Just behind the other Porsche. What about up towards the back? There is Alex. There is Greg and Adrian. Oh, we've already got a car backwards on the hill. Wow, that did not take long. He's still stuck on the hill. So, who collected him? Well, he was spun. There were certainly cars hitting him. Well, that is not the ideal start. I thought there'd be a car backwards at some point in the downhill section, but I didn't think it would take that long, and it was Peter who did it. There is Gaz all over the back of Roach. So it seems no one has taken an optional pit stop. I feel Peter might. There is Gaz having a look. He's going to be brave to go around the outside of the cutting. Unless he's absolutely brave, he's not going to be able to do much up until the Conrod straight, or if Roach makes a mistake. See his teammate Adam in the background there. So the two Fords are hunting down. Was Jason perhaps a bit slided through 18? Maybe not, but we'll see what that Ford can do on the straight compared to it. He's already gaining. We know the Ford is quick and a straight. He's got a look on Jason. Is he going to have a move into turn 21? Jason covers it. Oh, there's slight contact as he goes into the back of him. You could just see the two Porsches, Matt and Daniel, in the background. Closely followed by Jeff in the M6, paired with Greg. So how are things going further back? There's Coleman up to P13. You would have to say, as good as he is at recoveries, I don't think he's going to be winning this one. But what about Alex? Is he going to have a look at Philo? He's certainly got the momentum. Yeah, he's going to get that done way before they get to turn 2. Coleman is to stay there. And Gaz is nearly pushing Roach around turn 8, 9 into 10. And then this fast twisty section of turn 11 to 15. If Gaz can stay close out of the Forest's elbow, he will be okay. He's had a good exit. He's not quite close, but it's a good exit. It's coming down and down and down. You can see him getting closer, but you just feel into the chase. Jason's going to defend the inside. Yep, as he does again. There's nothing you can really do there, although Jason's round. He is round. Is that gonna let Matt past? Yep, Matt is going to get him. There is Daniel and Jeff fighting away in the background. Porsche and the BMW. Is this a move behind us, Tomas? Oh, he's been hit up the rear. That is Apollo round. He sat in the middle of the road. He just get out the way. Whereas there was Alex going by, who he's already had contact with. There is Coleman. He's gone past Philo somewhere. Is Coleman going to move on Apollo now? He's got a run. It's definitely doable. Is he going to get past William? The momentum has slightly died into turn 2. He looks down the inside, looks to the outside. Nothing doing into turn 2. So it's been a bit of a poor start for William. He had contact with his teammate, Alex. Seconds after starting, he's gone into the back of Tomas. And is now round and just holding on to P12. Well, was that someone in the wall there? Not sure. Out the front, Ben 1.3 seconds ahead of his teammate Sean. Gaz is 4.4 behind them. Adam's just sitting there, taking in the tow, getting pulled along by Gaz. Here's Roach after his spin. Coleman is 2.2 behind Alex, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Whether he's made a mistake or he's got damage that we just don't know about. Oh, and that's a car round. That is Daniel, I think. He's gonna drop down to P11. So we're seeing a lot of spins early on. But that has put Coleman into P10. Gaz last lap, a 2-minute 1.8, quicker than the leaders. As you can just see how quick it is through turn 8, 9 and 10. Of course, turn 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 are all a lot slower, but they could just as easily catch you out as Adam gets a bit loose. That is Peter in the pits in P16. That's just 2 minutes before the mandatory window. You see Coleman is already back up to Alex, so it must have been a mistake somewhere. Is he gaining at all? No. So either that's a result of damage to Coleman or just a general setup thing. Sean has dropped off. He is just lapped Peter, so maybe that's why he's lost time, but now he's almost to the point where Gaz is closer to him than he is closer to Ben. We are not far away from that point. Of course, naturally, with a track like this, the grid would be mixed up. And you would think P5 for Gaz probably is not that representative. But Ben, at the moment, is storming away, only a tenth slower than Gaz last lap. Of course, you have to balance how hard you push and how likely you are to crash together. You don't want to just fly and then end up putting it in a wall in the hill somewhere. But also, you can't just crawl around. And now, Gaz has lost time. Where is Peter? Oh, maybe he lost time getting past Peter somewhere. So he's now ahead of him, and he lost a bit of time to Sean. So, anyone in the midfield having a battle? Coleman got past Alex, he's up into P9. Next up for him is his teammate Tomas, so if he does go, won't be catching up to him if that went a bit worse. But if he does catch up to him, you'd imagine there wouldn't be much of a fight put up. There is Greg in P14 in his M6. So he didn't have the greatest starts. He was one of the ones that got blocked by Peter's early crash in turn 14. There is Roach. He is next up to lap Peter. So how will he find it? Yeah, Peter just backs off, lets Roach go. And now, Alex is in the pits. First available stop. He's gonna rejoin in P14 ahead of Adrian and Peter. There is Gaz still 2 minute 3.8 last lap. I think that was the lap he was getting past Peter. So perhaps like Hockenheim, maybe everything's gonna come to fruition at the end. Or maybe during the pit stops. Because it seems that pit stops can shake things up very, very much. We saw during the pit stop phase, Coleman lost about 10 seconds. Only by going 1 or 2 laps longer. He even ended up behind Ben, who was running in about 4th or 5th for most of the race, despite Coleman challenging for the win. So, strategy could prove quite important here. Oh, and that's Adam round in turn 1. Not much harm done, just a bit of time lost. Still got about 6 seconds to Roach. That is Matt in the pits early on for his stop. You can see the 2 dark side Fords coming by. There's race leader Ben. Coming down to turn 8 and 9. So we don't have many people close. Coleman is closing in on Tomas. He's just over a second. Are we going to get a bit of an orchestrated move from these two? Of course, they were not teammates before, but they are now. So are we going to get a free move, or is it going to be every man for himself? So, is it going to be a move this lap? There's not really catching, so I doubt it. No, I can't see that one happening. There is Matt. He's up onto the back of Daniel, his teammate. Oh no, wait. Hold on, I may have got that wrong. Oh no, I think I am right with that one. That is Daniel. May have some false information from Ben. Let me just double check what I've been sent. Peter is out of the race, so yeah, what I've been sent by Ben is not quite correct. So yeah, that is Daniel, well, now behind Matt. Coleman is now ahead of Matt, so he got past somewhere. Now, Gaz 1.6 behind Sean as they're onto the Conrod Straight. Let's see, I think that is Adrian for Sean to lap. What's Adrian going to do? Is he going to get out of the way? Is he even perhaps going to pit? Looks like he's pitting. He is. So, that's perfect timing. Or the times last lap Gaz was 1.4 seconds faster than Sean. Ben was a 2-minute 2.5, so only 6/10 slower than Gaz, but Gaz is the man on the move. Have to see how things shape out in the after the pit stops, because I'm sure a lot of people have a bit of damage. Even if we didn't see it, people have bumped walls through the hills and... Now we have Matt on the back of Greg. Where are they on the track? They're in turn 21 and 22. Apologies. And Matt is in again. So that's interesting. Whether his team have done something wrong at his previous stop, whether they've not changed a set of tyres need to change or not put fuel in, but there, coming out in P11 is William. He's going to come out just ahead of Alex. Gaz now approaching that 1 second mark behind Sean. Adam, ever since losing the slipstream has sort of fallen off a bit. That's the sort of danger of running around on your own at a track like this. You sort of lose that toe and lose the pace. Coming down to 8/10. What are the lap times going to be this time round? 2.3 from Sean, 2-minute 1.6 from Gaz. So Sean responded, but still only enough to be 7/10 slower than Gaz. Ben with a 2-minute 1.9. Ben and Gaz the only people sort of able to do that pace. Adam did a 2-minute 2.2, so he's about paces with Sean. Everyone else, apart from Jeff in the 2-minute 3s, everyone else is in the 2-minute 4s and 5s. Some of the lap times down towards the bottom are a bit skewed due to pit stops. But for this man here, nothing is skewed. Currently an easy lead, 4 seconds. Unless pit stops can come into play, he's his only enemy right now. Or if Gaz can get past Sean and charge Ben down. Gaz has dropped back a little bit up to 1.3. There is Matt after his mystery second pit stop down in P14. So, it'll be interesting to see where he can fight back to. He was running in 5th just ahead of Roach after he spun at turn 21. That is one of the Corvettes in the pits. I think that is Philo. It is, with what looks to be a bit of front end damage. Whether that was picked up earlier, that is the reason for his stop. There's Coleman, 2.5 behind Jeff. He's picked his pace up, he's now into the 2-minute 3s. Jeff dropped back into the 2-minute 4s. Every time we've seen him down at turn 18, he has struggled a bit. There is Jeff in the yellow and red M6. Tomas looked like he went a bit wide out of 18, maybe collected the wall. That is Adam into the pits. Near enough at the halfway mark. Just 3 minutes to go until we're halfway through this race. There is Gaz, he's within a second of Sean again. Jeff is now in the pits, Coleman follows him in. Anyone else want to come in? So we had 3 people pit on the about 33 minutes. Does Daniel want to follow him in? No. There is Greg lapping. Yeah, that is Adrian, he's lapping. Adrian not having the greatest races so far. He's usually Mr. Consistent, but I think he was one of the biggest losers, and actually Jeff is still sitting still. So that's a free position for Coleman. He will come out in P9. There is William just behind him. So you got Greg just up the road. Greg and then Daniel, who haven't pitted. Gaz again right behind Sean. This is probably the closest we have seen him. That is Ben in the pits. Oh, he's collected the wall a bit there. That is a early stop out of the front 3. So Ben, not wanting to be undercut by any of these, goes for the early pit stop. Yes, he now hopes that Sean and Gaz will fight, hold each other up. But is Ben going to come out in traffic? He's definitely about behind Jason. Where is Tomas? He's coming around turn 23. Ben should be okay from Tomas. Yeah, he will be. There's Adam behind, who has made his stop. So, Gaz and Sean for on-track P1 for net P2. Through this downhill section, so easy to lose the car here, as we saw on lap 1. And that is Sean into the wall. As I just said, it's so easy to lose it here, and he has. Gaz collected him, but should be okay. He might have some damage, but not too much. But Sean, he has a lot of damage. Well, we should see Sean in this lap, you'd imagine. His biggest worry is probably going to be, where will he come out in relation to Adam? Oh, Gaz has let Sean past. That's interesting, because we were on board with Gaz and it looked alright. It just looked as though Sean lost it. Unless it looked different for them as it did for us, but that is them both into the pits. And the person this works out best for? Ben. Sean on the wall, Gaz waiting up to let him through. Gaz clearly feeling he caused that. Looked to me like he didn't. There he is, rolling down the pits. That's Ben out of turn 22. As Jason takes the lead of the race. There's Gaz, actually. So he has tried something different to Ben. Perhaps Gaz hasn't changed tyres and Ben has changed his fronts. I believe I actually have SBR's strategy plan. Well, they haven't actually mentioned what their plan is in terms of changing stuff. But Gaz has gained a lot, and there is Sean, who is about 17 seconds behind Adam. Tomas and P5 yet to pit, nor has Jason running in a net P2, but Ben has caught Gaz tremendously this lap. Whether that is down to him being behind Jason, so who else is there? There's Coleman, 2.6 seconds behind Daniel. So we got Jeff. He lost a lot of time in his pit stops. He's in P11, clonks the wall. Adrian got stuck behind that lap 1 collision. Now that is Jason finally in for his pit stop. So now Ben has a free rein to try and close Gaz down. Where is Sean? He's just coming up to turn 1. He will get ahead of Jason. There is Daniel. He's now just behind Jason. Of course, he then has Coleman coming for him. I'm sure if Sean feels Gaz did push him, there will be some post-race discussions about that one. So a very sparkly track there, as we have 4 minutes remaining of the pit window. Trying to think who hasn't pitted. I know Tomas hasn't pitted. I think that might be about it. Matt's made 2. He's now up in P12. But you can see Alex, who is in the points, is about 20 seconds ahead. You can't trust that thing, or the timings on the left. When I said Daniel was getting caught by Coleman, definitely wasn't joking. Daniel's hit the wall, so that should be a good chance for Coleman here. Already gaining a ton. And if he can get the early choice of line, Daniels is going to sit in the middle of the road. It's not a very wide part of track. So he goes to the inside for the chase. That's brave. Goes all the way around the outside of turn 21. I think Daniel sort of knew that one was inevitable, a case of when rather than if. Now, Ben, 2/10 faster than Gaz last lap, so whatever Gaz did in his stop, presumably didn't change front tyres, it has not hampered him. Who else do we have that is close? Alex is close to William. Where are they? They're on the run up to turn 2. Of course, these two already having contact this race within seconds of starting. So you think Tomas is going to be in this lap with a minute 50 remaining of the pit window. He's not going to be able to finish this and go round again. As he goes very, very wide in turn 12. That's put Sean onto the back of him, but if Sean was an attack, it's going to be all in vain, because we'll see Tomas peel off at the end of this lap, come in for his stop. Right, you'll wonder, where will he come back in? I think depending on what his stop is, he could come out around Alex and Jeff. Jeff was running a great race earlier, finds himself down into P11 due to a rather long stop. Perhaps he was under-fueled. Huh. We don't see Tomas come in. Unless he's already been in and just changed nothing. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get back to that one. We see Daniel taking his stop as late as he can. Lets the two Fords go. What about the leaders? A 2-minute 1.3 from Ben, 3/10 quicker than Gaz, who did a 2-minute 1.6. What about farther back? We have Coleman at 9/10 behind Roach. What else do we have? We have Tomas in P5, who I'm not sure he has stopped, but maybe he has. Because the window is now shut, Adrian is in again. We've got Daniel and Matt, the two teammates. That was a sort of glitched out car there. Okay. I think that's Jeff. That's okay. I think he's disconnecting. Okay. And Coleman doesn't have a rear wing. What on earth? Jeff's car is still there. Oh, you can see how badly the car is crabbing. Something has happened badly to Coleman's car. There is Tomas in. He's missed the mandatory window. I think we're gonna see the other dark side Ford in. Yeah, something very, very wrong has happened to Coleman. Tomas will be sitting there seeing his teammate come in without a rear wing. Oh, Ben, another 2-minute 1.3 last lap. Gaz, a 2-minute 2.0. So 7/10. And that is also Alex in again. Whether that's a tactical decision. There it goes to Mass out in P7. So he has actually had a great stop. Jeff is still just... Yep. That. Oh. Okay. I'm not sure what's happened there. I'm gonna see if I can get back in. But that was odd, or whether that's just a general everybody thing. Let me see. Okay. We are able to get back in. So I do apologise for that. It seems it's a bit of a everybody thing, as a lot of people have actually been kicked. So it wasn't just me. So whether this race will end up going under some sort of protest due to a mass disconnect, and whether it'll be rerun, I'm not sure. So we're just about to get back into the race. I apologise. We're is Jeff actually moving? He is moving. I don't think these are right. Well, I don't think Matt's in fourth. We have no car sound either. So I'm trying to work out who we've lost. I think we've lost Greg, Ben, and Roach. Wait. And Coleman. Is that right? So I'm not entirely sure of the race order right now. What if we bring up the timings? So there's just discussions going on between all. There we go. We have sound again. It is syncing. So hopefully we're actually going to get an idea of who is leading this race. Because as it stands, I highly doubt this is the race order. Okay, there we go. Gaz is still leading. Adam is P2. Sean is 3rd. William is 4th in the Ford. Tomas is up to 5th. Jeff is 6th. Matt is up to P7. Daniel is P8. Alex is 9th. Philo is 10th. And Adrian is 11th. So, we finally have that sorted out. Matt and Jeff are the closest on track, separated by just a few tenths. So these two are pretty close together. There is talks of the race being called as to when the disconnect happened. So if that happened, Gaz would win and Ben would get second. Apparently there's 58 minutes remaining. I don't think that's quite true. So, sorry if the commentary is a bit minimal. I'm trying to work out what everyone is doing. So everyone racing around right now might be racing for nothing. Still trying to find out. Gaz is still leading. If it went to lap before results, he would win. Ben would be second, Adam third. There is Tomas in P5. Now, the thing I'm thinking is, if we go to, if it, maybe depending on the time, if it's lap before the disconnect, unless he had pitted, Tomas might have saved himself. Because it might go before the pit window. I'm sure everything will be checked. As for now, he is up in P5. Adrian is back into the pits in P11. So that is his third visit there. So the only thing that this has done is no one is near each other. I think Jeff and Matt are probably the closest. So Gaz's car looks pretty beat up. I think, well, no, he is coming back out. Just ahead of Sean, who has a magically repaired car. He's in P3. Of course, all of what you're seeing right now may count for nothing, depending on how everyone agrees for the results to go. What we're seeing right now could be the end results. We could have a Gaz and Adam 1-2. That is Philo also in the pits. So it's not been a good start for Stingray Racing. Gaz does a 2-minute 1.5. I like how since the disconnect, that race feed is actually working. I've never seen that work before. Alex now has blue flags. He's about to get lapped by Adam. There's Adrian. There is Phil. They're actually close to each other for the last points position. He has Sean just behind him. Well, actually, Adrian is a lap down on Philip. He's having a bit of a nightmare race, so that is not a fight for the last points. Here's Adam, second place after an early spin. Saw him drop back to P4. And of course Sean had a spin into turn it out of 17 into 18, which Gaz actually let him back through for, so could have been caused by Gaz. It didn't look like it to us. There is Gaz, race leader. Was race leader before the disconnect, so it looks like he's going to win no matter what happens. There is Matt. 5 seconds behind Jeff. He made 2 pit stops during the race, so for whatever reason, that is Daniel sliding his way through turn 12 and 13. He has, I think that is Gaz coming up to lap him. As he gets out the way very well, there is William P4 in his Ford. He was actually doing quite well. His teammate Alex in P9 not had such a great race. Tomasi's kind of yo-yo throughout this race. He was P7 before it all went down, finds himself in P5. We'll go back to Gaz. I have no idea when someone is going to win that race, but I feel like it is very, very soon. There was about 20-ish minutes left before I disconnected. That timer has gone down 13 minutes. Of course, it took me a little bit to rejoin and load. So I feel Gaz only has a couple of laps left before that is all over. Who's that he has to lap? I think that is Matt. Matt gets out the way, out of turn 10. There's Jeff P6. I actually thought it was him who had disconnected because his car was stopped in turn 3, just sort of vibrating. But it seems it was just a Project Cars issue that has unfortunately taken, well, took me and a bunch of drivers out. There is Gaz. For in turn 23 for 28th time.